Hey everyone, today we're going to be making a coastal project inspired by one of my Facebook ladies. I even made my own turtle to go on it by making my own turtle mold and creating a really cute turtle. So if you want to see what I did, keep on
So for
watching.
this project, I'm starting with a 20-inch diameter mirror that I had picked up at a thrift store a while ago, and I guess I had sealed up the back with glue and with tape. And that's to prevent any resin leaks. I'm starting with Michael's crushed glass around the perimeter, and bear with me because I changed this a couple of times. And then I have some crushed blue shells at the bottom. This yellow and orange glass that I'm putting on is actually also glass from Michael's. It's their crushed gold glass that's been colored with a couple different colors of the TAMIYA translucent spray paints. The yellow translucent, the orange translucent, and then some of the orange metallic also. So the large pieces of glass that you see me putting on now is actually faux sea glass. This is sea glass that I created myself by buying thrifted glass from garage sales and thrift stores, breaking it up into smaller pieces and putting it in my 3-pound National Geographic's tumbler. I do have other tumblers, but for this demonstration, that's what I'm using. And I break it up into small pieces, fill my National Geographic's tumbler about 3/4 full, put some grit into it, and then put some water into it, just covering the glass, and then tumble it for about a week. And I like it to be tumbled for a week. It gives it a nice rounded effect. When it's done tumbling, I take it outside, wash it off with the hose. You don't want to do this in your kitchen sink. And then take it back in the house, rewash it, and dry it on a towel. And look how pretty that is. Next, I add some more crushed glass to the center, and I put a turtle in the center also, and this turtle I actually made myself, which I'll show you in a minute. And then I start putting some shells at the bottom. And that's about when I decide I don't like the way it looks, and I start taking a bunch of the glass off. Bear with me because I kind of changed this around a couple of times. So now with all the crushed glass off the very top, I use well, this is also called Michael's crushed glass, but it's a much chunkier glass, smaller than a 1/4 inch, but larger than their crushed mirrored glass. And I start spreading this out, and I continue to change this as I go. I don't know if you guys work like that, where you have one idea and then you sleep on it and then you come back and think of it in a different way and then change it. Anyway, that's what I do. So I do start blending the orange up into the yellow, and I start adding Starfish. So as I was saying, I actually made the turtle that I put on that, and I did that by purchasing this turtle from Hobby Lobby and then building a mold around it. And if you watched my video at the beginning of the week, you know that I had so many problems, and I had leaking and everything else. And actually this one also leaked, but I think I did a little better job. And now I know I have to follow all the instructions to the T. So I have it down on sticky paper, and you have to I put the turtle down on the sticky paper, but I did not put the tape around it. So I guess even with the sticky paper, you have to have the tape. And I use the Let's Resin silicone for this. It's by weight, not by volume. And what I didn't do on my other ones that leaked was put hot glue around the outside. So this time I decided to put hot glue around the outside. It's on sticky paper, it has hot glue around the outside, and still this leaked. So again, like I did in the video I put out the other days, I just took my heavy container of resin and set it on top of it to push it down so that no more silicone could leak out of it. And the next day, I was able to take it apart and remove the turtle from it. And honestly, I didn't have to wait till the next day. I believe this is ready like within 4 hours. But the turtle was easy to remove, and then I went ahead and I poured more resin into it. And although I didn't show me mixing it, what I used, what that color that I got is the Dr. Bombay India ink. It's the color green, although it's not really green. It's like an aqua, I think. It's a real pretty color. And poured the resin, and the next day removed it, and look how cute it turned out. I just love that color. It's really pretty. I really liked the original turtle, so I tried to duplicate that by using the silver metallic markers on the legs and face, and then on the shell I used the Let's Resin acrylic markers to go into all of the little grooves. Felicita from our Facebook group has created some beautiful coastal artwork that she's done with some bright colors, and she's also colored her starfish. So I thought I would go ahead and try that. So I took them out to the garage and I spray painted them orange and yellow. And I had multiple starfish, and I tried putting 2 on and 3 on and 5 on, and I changed it up probably messed around with it for at least a half an hour until I finally decided how I wanted it. And then finally I decided I don't like the sea glass up at the very top. I do like it at the bottom, so I just start taking it all off. And then start adding some real pretty blue glass straight across the line, kind of like a horizon line. And that glass is actually glass from Hobby Lobby. They have gotten some really pretty glass in back by their stained glass section. They have various containers of all sorts of glass now in bags and in bottles. Here's a quick look at the glass that they have up at Hobby Lobby now. It's just unbelievable. It's really a nice assortment, and it's inexpensive, and plus it goes to 40% off half the time. So I mean, if you really keep your eyes open for the sales, you can get a nice deal on the glass. That's actually in the back of the store by the stained glass section. They also have some glass up front in the floral section that a lot of people don't know about. You should check that out also. So now my project is ready for the resin. The resin I'm using for this project is Let's Resin Epoxy Resin, a 1-to-1 ratio epoxy resin. So with this resin, I did not put it through my airless, the Resiner's Airless Pro. When I'm doing it on a flat surface and not in a mold, I just mix it up slowly to decrease the bubbles. But really, when you're applying resin to something flat like this, that you can use your kitchen torch or heat gun or whatever, you really that is sufficient enough to get rid of the bubbles. You really do not need to put it through any kind of machine to get rid of bubbles. I mainly reserve that for molds. So what I do is I just start drizzling it over the glass, a little bit at a time, trying to make sure everything is covered. And I know this looks like I'm going super fast. I'm really not. I just have this sped up a bit so that it doesn't bore you. But I am literally covering everything. All of the glass, the starfish, and the thing about the starfish, anything like starfish or sand dollars, if they're not sealed with something, they will turn dark brown, and they just do not look very pretty. So if you're not going to color them, I think I have colored my starfish before, never a bright color, probably just white. But if I'm not going to color the starfish, or you're not going to color the starfish, you should seal them with a spray sealer, a clear spray sealer, or something like Mod Podge is the other thing that I've sealed them with. Otherwise, they almost immediately turn brown. So that's just a tip for you. And so anyway, I continue to cover everything really well with my resin, and honestly, I didn't even have to go over this with the torch or anything, because if there was bubbles, you couldn't see them. Your project needs to be on a flat, level surface. I always come back every 15 minutes after I finish a project to check for glass placement, to check for any sediment or debris and get it out with a toothpick, and of course to check for bubbles and to retorch if necessary. But like I said, I didn't see any bubbles at all. And then I just went ahead and stuck my little turtle right back in there and poured a little resin over him to shine him up, although he was pretty shiny as it was. This particular resin has a 40 to 50 minute work time. The working temperature is between 75 and 85 degrees, which is what it is for most resins, epoxy resins. The full cure time is within 2 to 3 days, but you can usually touch it within 12 hours. The maximum heat resistance is about 160 degrees Fahrenheit, which is suitable for coasters. It's in your best interest to read the directions for the resin that you are using because all resins are different, and it is also in your best interest to cover your project with a dust cover when you're done.
Hey everyone, isn't that bright and pretty? I don't know. What do you think of it? I think it turned out pretty cool. I'm not really really hot on this frame that it's in. This is like a porthole from a boat, I guess. I got this at Goodwill for, I might have even paid like $7 for it, but it's really kind of a cheap plastic frame. It probably would have looked a lot prettier if I put it in a nice wide white frame or something, but I think it is super bright, super pretty, and I hope I'm not butchering your name, but I think it's Felicita. In our Facebook group, does some beautiful coastal artwork, and she uses some bright colors, some colors that you wouldn't normally see in coastal. You know, we're used to just the blues, the different blues. And she inspired me to add some brighter colors and to paint my little starfish. So I hope you like them, and I will link her little art page to under the video. So anyway, most of this glass is actually store-bought glass. I kind of tend to go toward this more, but you certainly could just break up your own glass into smaller pieces and color it with the different TAMIYA spray paints or the Dr. Martin Bombay India inks also. These just happen to be the TAMIYA spray paints, and this came like this from Hobby Lobby, and I believe this was this color at Michael's, but all of this this faux sea glass is glass that I made myself, and you saw how I made it. I actually have a whole video on it if you want to go back and watch it. But anyway, all in all, I think it was pretty. It was kind of a process. I don't know if you guys do the same thing. You know, put your project together and then kind of sleep on it, and I come back the next day and look at it and think, oh, I don't like the way that looks. And I mean, sometimes it takes me a whole week. I keep on changing and changing and changing it. But anyway, all in all, I think it turned out pretty, and I love my little turtle, and now I can make as many turtles as I want. Isn't that cute? I think that really turned out good. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the project. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps the channel. If you enjoy the channel, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll be notified whenever a new video comes out. If you're new to the channel, I have over 350 videos, all different glass and resin art videos. I started out just doing a lot of stuff with the faux sea glass, and kind of have evolved into doing all sorts of things, even a lot of molds and stuff like this. And I want to mess around with making some more molds also. But anyway, we have the Facebook page going, an amazing group of people over there. And again, that's where I got my inspiration from. Hers wasn't exactly like this, but she did have some really pretty bright colors, and it was on a round, and you can check it out. I will leave a link to her site below under the video. And so anyway, come join us on our Facebook page, and I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching.